Hello. The topic today is change. I'm assuming that you might want something different in your life. Well, if you do want something different, either in you or around you, then you'll undergo a process of change. There are a couple of things to know beforehand. The first is, what is it exactly that you want different? When you know exactly what it is, so specifically what you want different either in you or around you, then you can make a plan. So it's like going on holiday really. Where do you want to go? And then how can you get there? Sometimes people want to change in some way, but they hold themselves back because they have a belief that change is exchange. It isn't. If you want to change something about yourself, you will always be you, even if a part of you is slightly different to what it used to be. You will never be somebody else. So, change is development. It isn't exchanging one thing for another, or, my goodness, becoming someone different. No. But updating yourself, yes. Another point is that change is discontinuous. So you can make up your mind, you can set out on the change journey, you can head for your destination of different, but it may not be always so straightforward. In other words, 2 steps forward, 1 step back is actually the way it's going to be. So don't give yourself a hard time. If you don't change quickly, instantly, what you need to do is always look back to your starting point and compare any progress you've made with that. What we're talking about is practice, carrying on doing different things, until those new and different things actually become a part of us. Folks, it's all about practice rather than perfection. So, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. A bit more of this, a bit less of that. Really small, slow steps to success. Takes a bit of work. Another thing to think about is the context that you move in, or perhaps a change that you want to make in a particular context. So, for example, if you want to stop smoking, and in the coffee break at work or at lunchtime, you meet your mates and you go outside the building and you will have a fag, then for you to stay with that group of people is going to be quite difficult. The context influences us. And so if you keep socializing with people who smoke and you want to stop, you'll find that quite difficult because they'll pressure you to go back to the way you used to be. So be willing to change some of the area around you. You might be someone who values getting things right the first time, and there is only one time. Be careful. What we're talking about is slow change, gradual change. Some interesting research suggests that actually, before we make a change, we have to have 3 run-ups. In other words, we have a go and it doesn't work. Have another go and it doesn't work. We have another go and maybe we begin to get somewhere. These aren't false starts. The moment you start is the moment you start. And you might need to start a number of times. Be kind. If you want to change something about your life, I recommend that you take a compassionate view of yourself. You notice any change, however big or small, and you get off your own case. Stop pressuring yourself. Healthy challenge. Self-compassion. And a plan. You can't simply change without doing some thinking and some planning first. Come on to that in a minute. The final thought here is about self-sabotage. Failing to plan is planning to fail.